Vali, lying there, he was looking like the sun which has lost its luster, dimming with death. He was looking like a cloud that has emptied itself, or like a fire that has died. Vali, Valmiki says, the supreme among apes, Harishwara, Anuttama, the unexcelled, had had his say. When he had had his say, like Rama, who had been severely criticized, replied to Vali, Sukshma Paramadurnyeya Satam Dharma Plavangama Hridistha Sarvabhutanam Atma Veda Shubha Shubham. O ape, the dharma which good men give their allegiance to is ati sukshma, it's extremely subtle. And it is durgneya, it is very difficult to know, to understand. O ape, only the Atma which is abiding in the heart of all creatures knows what is productive of good and what is productive of evil. Hridistha sarvabhutanam Atma Veda Shubha Shubham. Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ham Atma Gudha Kesha Sarvabhuta Ashayasthita. I am the Atma who is there in all creatures. It is I who am the Atma. That is this Rama who is standing here. He is the Atma. He knows what is Shubha, what is Ashubham. He is the Atma Rama. You accuse him. He has got nothing to do with all this. He says, only the Atma who is abiding in the heart of all creatures knows, O ape, what is productive of good, what is Shubham, what is Ashubham. Chapalai sardham honorary rakritatmabhi jatyandhaiva jatyandhair mantrayan prekshase nukim. How can you, a fickle-minded ape, know the truth by conferring with other apes who are also fickle-minded? It is like somebody born blind asking somebody else who is born blind about the way, about guidance. Like doing some complicated surgery, some monkeys decide to do it, one monkey asks the other monkey how to do it. This what? Oh, it's not going to work. Aham tu vyaktatāmasya vajanasya bravīmite nahi mam kevalam rosha tvam vigarhitum arhasi. I shall explain myself, says Rama. I shall clarify my words. It is not right that you, merely out of anger, should go about abusing me. Kevalam roshat. It's not right. Tadetat karanam pashya yadartham tvam maya hatah भ्रातुर्वर्तसि भार्यायां त्यक्त्वा धर्म सनातनम अस्यत्वं धर्माणस्य सुग्रीवस्य महात्मनः रुमायां वर्तसे कामा स्नुषायां पापकर्म कृते तदेतत् कारणं पश्य. So now see this reason for which I killed you. Look at this reason for my killing you. Going against Sanatana Dharma, going against primordial law. You live, you have consorted with your brother's wife, while the mighty Sugriva is alive. You live in carnal relations with Rama, whom you should regard as your daughter-in-law. You are thus guilty of committing papam. I inflicted this punishment upon you, O ape, because you, departing from dharma and indulging in your lust, took to yourself your brother's wife. I can see no other punishment adequate to your crime. I am a noble Kshatriya and may not condone you. I may not condone your sin. Death is the punishment ordained in the Shastra for him who lives in sin with his own daughter or sister or brother's wife. In Manusmriti, sapindapatya pranatyago vidhiyate. Bharata is the ruler of the earth and we carry out his orders. You have violated dharma, how could we overlook it? As for my friendship with Sugriva, it is on par with my love for Lakshmana. It was forged for the recovery of his wife and kingdom, and he has my deepest interest in his heart. And I gave him my pledged word. I gave him my pledged word in the presence of the apes. How could the likes of me disclaim that pledge? You should agree, Vali, you should agree for the reasons that I have stated. Reasons which are weighty and have the sanction of dharma. You should agree that you have been punished justly. You should recognize that this punishment from any point of view is in accord with dharma. In fact, you should yourself have asked for the punishment that we have inflicted. If you are so keen on intent on following dharma, you should have done that. My friendship with Sugriva. To help a friend is the duty of one who is actuated solely by the zeal for dharma. There are two well-known verses of Manu. Rama is quoting Shastra also. There are two well-known verses of Manu that have gained the allegiance of those who are well-versed with dharma. I have merely acted in accordance with that teaching. He is going to quote that law. The first one says, men who have sinned are purified by the punishment inflicted upon them by the king and go to heaven just like men who have done good deeds. That's the first one. The men who have sinned, they are purified by the punishment that the king inflicts. And when they undergo that punishment, they are freed from sin. They go to heaven like all good men. The second one, Rama says, the thief, when he is punished, when he is tried, and either he is punished or even if he is granted clemency, king pardons, either which way, after that trial and that sentence, whether he is punished or given clemency, he is freed from sin. But a king who lets the sinner go untried and unsentenced, he is saddled with sin. My ancestor, Mandhata, the Gurla Mandhata mountain. My ancestor, Mandhata, he did tapasya there. My ancestor, Mandhata, handed out such a well-deserved punishment. Now he is quoting precedent. This is court, supremest court. Saying, my ancestor Mandhata handed out such a well-deserved punishment, terrible as it was, to a Shramana who had sinned as you have done. In Ramayana, when he says Shramana, what he means is there was a yati, a sannyasi, a wandering mendicant, an ascetic, who had committed this same sin. And Mandhata, the king, had a terrible choice, because on the one hand, because he was a yati, a king is not supposed to inflict punishment, try him, he is beyond. You let God take care of that. On the other hand, by the very fact that he is a yati, perhaps he should get double the punishment that others get. The king has to make that choice. And he had put him to death, I presume. He gave the same punishment. Terrible as it was to put a yati to death. Others too have sinned in the past because the rulers were not vigilant. Rama's view is that if the king is vigilant, if the law is implemented, if there is a fear for punishment of violating the law, then people will not commit crime. If the king is not vigilant, you do it. Others too have sinned in the past because the rulers were not vigilant. But then, when they are tried and the king punishes them, gives them the punishment and they atone, then their guilt is wiped off. Their sin is wiped off. Therefore, cease grieving, O mighty ape. You had to be killed because dharma demanded it. We are not free agents. We cannot do what we want. We are not free agents. Dharma demanded that you be killed. That is why you have been killed. And now let me tell you of one more cogent reason, another cogent reason, listening to which, O strong one, you should not bear a grudge towards me. I did not act in this matter in anger, nor do I have remorse, feel any remorse for what I have done. Men capture openly or stealthily beasts with nets, with ropes, with various traps. We may strike down animals in flight, which may be trusting where they are, which may be aware or not aware of the danger, which may have their face turned away in some other direction. There is nothing wrong with this. Even Raja Rishis who are well conversant with dharma, they go hunting. There is no sin. I killed you with an arrow. You know only language of arrow, he said. I killed you with an arrow because you are an animal. That you were in a position to fight back or not would make no difference. Kings are without a doubt source of dharma. Kings are the means of livelihood. Kings are the means for all good things desired by people. Therefore, one should not do them an injury. One should not criticize the king. One should not insult the king or do what is unpleasant to them. Foolish. Kings are gods who move on the face of earth as men. But you, not knowing dharma, not knowing what dharma is, you blame me in your anger. Because I am faithful to a code of conduct which has come down to us from generation to generation. Pitrupaitama, Mandhata, Dilipa, Raghu, Dasharatha. I mean, you're telling me. एवमुक्तस्तु रामेण वाली प्रव्यथितो वृषं न दोषं राघवे दध्यौ धर्मेऽधिगतनिश्चयः. Thus refuted by Rama, Vali, his faith in Dharma strengthened, realized that Rama was blameless and was very sorry that he had thought otherwise.